My name is Oracle Jessi, she, her, hers. I am a spiritual empowerment coach for the LGBT community. Basically what that means is I take people who have had past spiritual and religious traumas and help them build a new positive belief system that will help them reach their goals. So, today I am going to be talking about the RTR event. The RTR event is put on by Bob Wells of Cheap RV Living and the Homes on Wheels Alliance, or HOWA. And I will be linking his information down below. But anyway, the RTR is the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous. Bob has been putting on this event for 9 years, and it shows. And so basically, this is a networking event for people who are nomadic in any way, shape, or form. There are plenty of full-time van and RV and car dwellers there. There are plenty of part-time people there, and there are plenty of people that go there that are entertaining the idea of shifting into the nomadic lifestyle. So, the event started on January 9th, I believe, and I showed up on the 8th because the WRTR ended on the 8th, and so I showed up then at the site of the RTR, and I camped with Crystal Vayner. If you guys haven't checked out her channel, you should definitely check her out. I will link her information down below too. And that is basically right across the street, right across that big famous wash of the RTR proper. And so I really can't say enough about the organizers of the event and the volunteers of the event. There's just a lot of stuff to do when you're having 10,000 plus people show up at a networking event in the middle of the desert. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff to do. I guess another thing I could talk about is some of the differences between the WRTR and the RTR proper. Obviously, with both of these events, it is what you make of it. So it's basically all self-guided. There's nothing you really have to do. There's nothing, like, no event that you really have to go to. There are seminars at both of them. There are meetups. There's community billboards, and yes, all of that stuff. But basically, from my experience, I found the WRTR to be a lot more laid back, a lot more chill, a lot more I don't know, it just seems like because it was such a smaller community. I believe 1,000 to 1,500 people showed up, maybe, to the women's RTR. It just felt more relaxed, and there was definitely more space. It felt more spacious. I doubt we had it was just more spacious, just because there were so few people there. And then if you walked around camp, there were just more literal space in between rigs. And then also at the RTR itself, I feel like it doesn't, I find it doesn't need more inclusive language, like I mentioned as a negative in my assessment of the WRTR last week. I don't feel like, of course, to be honest, I did not go to a lot of the seminars, and I did not deal one-on-one very much with many of the volunteers. So I think there's a lot of room for improvement when it comes to being more inclusive for everybody. but I don't feel like the RTR officials and organizers and volunteers needed more inclusive language from my perspective. But anyway, I can't remember what else I was going to talk about. Oh, I feel like there's a ton of people that showed up to the RTR. And there are obviously going to be some issues when a ton of people show up at an event in the middle of the desert when the government is shut down. There's a lot of, the dumpster was full. For a couple days, you weren't allowed to use the dumpster. Okay, that stuff happens. Every once in a while, there was a line at the porta potties. There's 2 sections of porta potties, but there was a line at one of them because it was the most popular area and because it was the area where they were holding the seminars. And then the last time a friend and I asked a volunteer what they thought the number was for attendance, they said over 10,000. And we were expecting 7,500 to 10,000 people to show up at this event. And I honestly think there were more that showed up. I don't know. I don't know for sure. I don't know if anyone knows for sure right now. But I do know that Bob Wells will be sharing that information to the best of his ability at the end of the event. So, that's one other thing maybe that I want to share about my experience at the RTR is the experience at the that a couple of women had during the WRTR, and maybe share some of their reservations about coming to the RTR proper. So I ran into a lesbian couple at the WRTR that was that felt kind of hesitant or nervous about coming to the RTR proper because they just felt like the masculine or men energy, whatever you choose to call it, was just gonna be too much for them at the RTR. So they showed up at the fire at Crystal Vayner's one night, and I was so glad to see them. I really appreciate them, the 2 of them, as people, as individuals. I love them. And I told them I was really glad to see them. And so, like I said, that the WRTR was kind of more laid back and relaxed. And for me, being an introvert, I know a lot of us are nomads are introverts, but it was just because the press of people. There were a ton of people at the RTR and not so much at the WRTR. But at the same time, I feel like the entire community as a whole was so loving and supportive and really, really appreciative of the life that we as individuals have created for ourselves. One of the things I was lucky enough to do at the RTR was go to the art camp or the art zone, and I was hosted by the Rubber Tramp art community for to do my tarot and oracle readings basically every other day, depending on weather and some other things. But so I was lucky enough to go there and do my readings, and I was it's so cool to be able to talk to so many amazing people on a one-on-one level about things that people in normal society don't talk about, whatever that means. And even for us nomads, it's hard to talk about certain things. And I'm glad that I get to be one of the people that helps break those barriers in society, because I don't find sweeping things under the rug or just pretending that these issues of spirituality don't exist. And I've found that a lot of the people that I was fortunate enough to connect with were struggling with this idea of false security or insincere spirituality, I guess. And it just felt fake for them. And they, and I think it's important for both the LGBT community and nomadic people, and then also everybody else, just in general, to integrate the experiences of the past into the present, because in the future, that is how you are going to be able to grow. And I think the best way to do that is through self-love and self-care. And basically just being easy with yourself and knowing that that past experience, that happened for a reason, and that reason was so that you could use it in your experiences into the future. And I know I'm talking in generic terms here, but I just really appreciated the chance to connect with other nomads about the experiences that they've been having with spirituality and their personal belief system. So yeah, I think that's really all I have to say about the RTR. I really think that everybody creates their own experience, especially at events like this, at the WRTR and at the RTR. And, there's a bunch of negativity flying around out there, but, these people get what they focus on. So, and I choose to focus on the things that make me happy. And so that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, I think that's it, all I want to cover. I do want to do a quick reminder for you, for my community. I am still doing donation-based video readings, so basically you send me any size donation to my PayPal link, which I will link down below, and then you contact me on Facebook or Instagram at Oracle Jessi, and say you sent your donation already, and tell me what topic you would like your video to cover, and I will send you a 10 to 15 minute video reading of whatever, discussing whatever topic. So yeah, I will hop off here, and I will see you guys next week on Monday when I do a energetic reading video. I love you all. I hope you're having a fantabulous day. Hasta, bye bye.